Hello, 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 all dear beautiful soul lights all over the world. So, this is me, Joyce Huna Waharina, and today we have another podcast of frequencies, another beautiful episode for you from us. And today we have here Becca Shaw, and yes, I was just asking her, what are you actually? And then she was talking a little bit about that. And then it was for me so clear what she is and who she is. Like she is, yeah, she's one of these beautiful souls here on earth who are guiding and helping and supporting others, not only by teachings, as well by their own abilities. So she is like a guide to empower each of us, if you say yes to her, to empower the people, the beings, to become their higher, best version in their life, to find their own abilities, to find back their own power, to know that they are worthy and that they are beautiful. And she has got several opportunities to guide the people. And yes, this is like very interesting because I love this when it's not only just the one way. So then when we take everything what we have learned until now and to bring this together, to combine this with our beautiful abilities and gifts, and then to bring this into the world. And she's one of these persons.
Thank you. That's beautiful. Beautiful introduction.
Yes, yes. So, what is for me very interesting, I don't know why, but that one was the thing what really made something with me. So, you are doing divinations.
Yes.
So this is still when I say this word, it's just like, really going through my body, through my cells, and then I know, yeah, there is something true in this, what she's doing, what she is saying. So tell me tell me about this, and when did this started?
Yeah. So divination is an umbrella term, really. So it incorporates all these different beautiful tools that I use to help people answer questions or to guide them forward in their lives. So this can be things like tarot cards or oracle decks. It can be a pendulum. I also do runes, a little bit of the Scandinavian runes, but I do what's called witches' runes as well, which is a 13 set of different symbols on stones, pretty much is what runes are. And yeah, and sort of things like candle magic as well, where you use the smoke and the flames to find answers to questions and things. So divination is just that beautiful all-encompassing word to talk about different tools that are able to help people to discover the true answers behind any questions that they have. And pretty much I started this, it must be when I was very, very young. Um, I was always very into magic. I was always very into discovering what was beyond the veil, like what was beyond what we can see. And um, yeah, I mean, I started with probably just nature things first, like little playing around as you do as a child. And then the first sort of proper one was probably the pendulum because it's super easy and you don't have to get some fancy crystal pendulum from the store. You can just literally use a necklace. You can grab your necklace and hold it and use that. Even a sewing needle on some sewing thread. It's so quick and easy, and you just simply ask which way is yes, like which is a positive, and which way is no, and it will spin a different way. And then you can ask questions like that. And yeah, and I just kind of went from there, and from there, like I got my first tarot deck when I was maybe 11 or something or like that, maybe a little bit younger. And I just always keep learning, right? Everything is always learning and fascinating to me.
Wow. Wow. Yes. Wow. So, yeah. So, how can you remember how you started to feel attached to magic? How it started in your mind that you could say, "Hey, this is magic. I want to learn about magic."
Mhm. I couldn't tell you when, but I know I was probably born with it, honestly. I was always, my mum always said I was one of those children that had like that imagination or that connection with everything. I was always in the garden doing stuff. I had imaginary friends. I would talk to the fairies, in the garden or in my house and stuff. Because England, we have as with Germany as well, like you have that connection with the ancient world, right? The ancient
Yeah.
magic, the veils unseen. And so I always had that. I always had that love for magic. I loved all those fairy tales and like Narnia stories and anything where the children go off to another world or they talk with these beings or the trees come alive. Like it always intrigued me. It always made me feel connection and home to it, right? So this is this has always been me. I've always been the strange child.
No, absolutely not. This is for me, for me, this is absolute perfectly normal. Um,
Yes.
so because this is actually what we are. We are not strange. We are absolutely in connection with nature. We are absolutely in
Absolutely.
connection with the divine universe. So, and to have imaginary friends, this is the name, yeah, to have this,
Yes.
this is absolutely normal because we have the guides, we have the spirits, we have our ancestors around us, we have the fairies with us, we have all these beautiful light beings which are there. And when we are a little child and we start to talk with our parents or with other people about this, they say, "Oh, you have got a lot of fantasy and you have a fantasy mind, and yeah, you have crazy imaginations. Maybe you watch a lot of TV or whatever, or you have heard something." But the point is, if we would start to support our children in this way of seeing, if in this way of being, in this way of sensing, yeah, they sense the right
Mm.
things, then our world would become much more peaceful and magical, actually.
Yes. Absolutely.
So no one is strange or no one is not normal, because actually it is not normal that we get up at 5 or 6 or 7, and then that we have
Yes.
to prepare ourselves for school, and then we have to learn something but we never need again in our lives again. Yeah, so just we learn something. Learning is just, to fill up your brain, to fill up your mind, to fill up your conscious mind, that there are layers of shadows in front of the pure divine beauty that we are. So, and
Yeah.
the real learning is to get up early with the sun, when you have the feeling to do so, to to go outside, to feel the soil of Mother Earth, to listen to the birds, to watch the animals, to go outside, to do maybe some walking, some sports, some swimming in the ocean. Yeah, so this is the true learning. Yeah, and here we could expand and start to express the beauty and the love that we are as a human being, but always in connection with our pure divine soul. So, all the school and learning stuff and telling children you are crazy, you are mad, you are in your fantasy world. This is like there it starts that this world, this conditioned world, start to suppress the beauty and the abilities and all the love what is inside of these children. So the imaginary friends, they want to help us, they want to be there with us, they want to show everything is fine. So yes, I think this is absolutely normal. I was also this kind of children, and yeah, but there was not the support. There was a little support sometimes from my mom, but only to show others which kind of abilities I have. It was just a showing, like a demonstration. Look at this, what she can, what she does. And that didn't feel good. So,
Hmm.
but to let our children just be, this is beautiful.
Yeah.
So how did your mom have been with you? What did she do when you told her about the fairies and all that?
Oh, my mom was very, very encouraging with that. Like, yeah, she was the same. Um she was a hippie when she was younger, so she was very much like connected to nature and love and happiness and stuff. So she was very, very, very open, very encouraging with it all. So definitely my mom encouraged all of it. She was the one that bought me my first essential oils and got me into
Oh,
massage and, all of this other stuff as well, these other healing modalities to also encourage um sort of those gifts, right? The natural abilities and things. She was very encouraging about it all. And um she would even ask me questions, even as a child. Like she would ask me questions, that you wouldn't ask a child just because she wanted to know intuitively what I was thinking and what I thought of it, right? So very, very encouraging, my mum.
oh, this is
Yeah.
so beautiful. So you, sorry, so you could go with your abilities and yeah, with your pure thoughts into this world. And
Yes.
how was it for you to be there with other people, with other children or youngers in your age? How was that?
Yeah. Well, at school I never liked. Like you said, it's just like a programming thing. It's to keep you controlled, right? It's so that they can suppress us and keep our abilities in. So I never liked school. All of my learning was through myself. Like I was always in the library. I loved books and I would teach everything that interested me, like to myself, right? Like I couldn't be bothered with school. Apart from English, I did enjoy writing stories. But yeah, well, like I was known as like the weird child at school. I was, the witch and all this stuff, and
Yeah.
I kind of loved that. I loved it because the other kids they would sort of try to be mean to me, but then at the same time, if they had a problem, they'd say, "Hey, could you like do a spell or something for me?" And I'm thinking, But yeah, like I was the strange child at school, and I would just kind of go off in my own imagination and go off to other worlds and um just count down the days till I graduated, and then I could learn the things that I wanted to learn a lot better and be me, right? And I've always been quite unapologetic for that as well. So I didn't really mind that the other children didn't understand. Like I had my friends and they understood, right? Or even if they
Yeah,
didn't, they didn't mind, right? And that was fine with me. I never really wanted to fit in with the popular kids. I liked being that mystical, um, fun things that, that I enjoyed rather than having to put on a facade and trying to be someone that I wasn't.
that's beautiful. And I just, I don't know, this is so many years now in my mind. When I was, I don't know, maybe 12 or 13, but might be 12 years old, um, I got a book. And this
Yeah.
book was, the name was The Teachings of Merlin. Yeah, The
Oh,
Teachings of
yes.
Merlin. And believe me, this book, I had this book, and when I started to read this book, it appeared, it disappeared, it disappeared. It was gone, and
Yeah.
I never found this book again. And even, like in the internet, I'm always trying to search this book, oh, so many years, but I cannot find it. It's like it doesn't exist. I had this in my hand and then it was gone. And still, and even I don't know from where I got it. I don't know that. It was there, and the name was The Teachings of Merlin. So,
Wow.
and then I started to read like a little bit of the history, yeah,
Yeah.
and then it disappeared. It was gone. It was just gone. And this is like running behind me or chasing me now so many years, yeah.
Mm.
And I mean, I know my father's lineage is definitely from the Merlin lineage, and I have
Yeah.
also big connection to Avalon and to the High Priestess. And I was like, when we go into past lives, I don't like this word because I have another feeling about that. But I know for the
Mhm.
people outside, when I say past life, they will understand me. So, like, you know, I know in my past life I was definitely several high priestess, yeah, from Avalon, from
Yeah.
Lemuria and Atlantis. So this is really, oh yeah, I feel it. This is something what I absolutely know. And my
Mhm.
father, he was also as well from the very old Merlin lineage. So,
Yeah.
and I was, when I was younger, like when I was 13, I started to read everything about the mist of Avalon and Avalon here and Avalon there. And I bought these books again. I have them again, all these books about Avalon,
Yeah.
because I really love them. Yeah. So, like, when I was a little child, or when I was 13, and I read these books, it was like I understood and could see everything what was written there. Yeah, I was I
Yes.
was always directly inside, like when the mist came and when the mist lifted up and I could see Avalon, and you know, oh God, I'm really in this, absolutely. But this book, I want to have this book again.
Yes. Do you know what? That's so funny. We didn't speak about this before. I
Uh,
had no idea.
oh my God, I love
This
this.
is one of my oracle decks. It's literally, I mean, I've got other ones here, but the only one that was visible was this one. And it's
Avalon.
the Mists of Avalon oracle deck.
Oh God, I
Because I love
really,
Avalon as well myself. I have such a connection to Avalon myself. I have a tattoo of the Chalice Well from Glastonbury, if you know anything about like the supposed Avalon in our world now is meant to be Glastonbury, and there's a place called the Chalice Well, and I have a tattoo on my back of the Chalice Well,
wow,
incorporated into the goddess symbol as well. So yeah,
wow, I love
absolutely,
it.
I connect so much with Avalon too.
Yes,
It's very much my home also.
yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And like when I was doing like my inner journeys and when I did ancestry healings,
Hmm.
um, I also went to these places in Avalon when they killed all the druids, and I could see
Yes.
these moments. I did see that, and I could see so many other things as well. And that one, everything just underlined this, what I could feel like since I was a little girl. And yeah, Avalon is really with me. And yeah, like, I don't know. Yeah, I know that we didn't talk about this, but it was just like, I knew that you will understand me. That's why it's always so important when we just have an impulse just to say something that we just
Yes.
do it, because then magical things can happen. And oh God, I don't know. Do you like to show me this card desk of Avalon?
Yeah. Yeah. So I'll actually show you. So it's got like the Isle of Avalon. I don't know if you can really see.
Yes, this is a
There you go. So that's the
procession way.
Isle.
Oh God, yes,
Yeah. Um, the Holy Thorn, if you know anything about the Holy Thorn.
I do.
Yeah, so that's a beautiful color. I can send some better pictures for you as well. Chalice Well, so this is what I have the tattoo of, is
Yeah.
that symbol. And then I have it so that it becomes the full moon, and then I have half moons either side with the same intricate bits in the moon, and that's my tattoo. And then there's a robin sitting on top.
Oh
Um,
God, so nice.
and then you've
I'm
got
crying.
I know it's such a beautiful deck as well, and I literally just found it in a bookshop one day, and it's beautiful. And then of course the tour, so
Ah,
that's in Glastonbury.
the rabbit.
Yeah,
I am
I
I
love
am
it.
I'm from the Lemurian horoscope.
Yes.
We don't say horoscope in the Lemuria. We say Hunascope.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a rabbit.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. A
Yeah.
rabbit or a hare?
No, a rabbit.
A rabbit. Okay, yeah.
Mm, yes.
Beautiful.
Oh, this is so cool. And then, for example, you take this card desk and you do like the kind of divinations for the people who come to
Yes.
you, who want to have an answer. And do you do this like just like a one reading, for example, that you do this one time, or you say, okay, let's do it more times, several times, and also something like this and that?
It's usually up to the person. Sometimes they just want one question answered. A lot of the time, there's multiple questions in one session, or they just keep coming back every time they have a question, right? And the Oracle decks, they're very, very gentle. They're very loving. Um, they very much I always describe them as your hippie friend. So you're always doing so well, and your angels are watching over you, and everything is good and happy. And they do tell you, like watch out for this, but then they say, but don't worry, you're protected, and they're all from the heart. Whereas the tarot are a little bit more honest in a loving way, but they're a lot more honest with you, and they'll tell you exactly what's going on. But The Avalon deck is such a beautiful deck, and it's got Merlin in there as well,
Love that.
and yeah, and Arthur, and it's got some of the priestesses as well in there from Avalon as well, some of the more famous ones, and yeah, I mean, it is such a beautiful deck, and I connected straight away. I was like, I have to have this one already.
I believe
So,
you.
yes, yeah, I can send you after this. I'll send you a link to it so you can see it properly.
Yeah, that would
Yeah.
be so cool. And it just came to me, like when you do this card readings, yeah, so for the
Hmm.
people,
Yeah.
is it like this that you take the text from the book, or it just like you see the card and then you are so connected with the energy field of the person that you can just talk and you can it's like an individual reading. It's not like this read, okay, I have this card, the book says this. It's just like you have this card and you are so connected with all these energies and your channel is so open that you just bring this out then to the person.
Yes, exactly that. Yeah, so what I'll do, especially with the Oracle decks, is I'll read the book when I first get it, just because it tells you why the artist did it or what the artist wants it to represent. And I just read it through once. And then after that, I just go with my intuition and I just call and it usually resonates really well with the person. So and I do that with tarot as well, like although I teach the tarot and I tell people like this is what it meant to mean, it doesn't mean that it's always going to mean that one thing, right? The tarot is more it's more solidified in what it means, but it doesn't always need to be that. So yeah, so with the oracle, definitely it's very much you see what colors come out to you, or if you see like the rabbit in it just standing out, and then like you focus in on that. Well, what does that mean to you and why? And yeah, and then I just kind of talk and it's like a download comes through, right? So like the words are not mine anymore. It's the cards and it's the energy and everything just flowing through, and it tends to make a lot more sense to people than if I just sit there with the book and say, oh, well, it says that this, and this. And a lot of the time it doesn't resonate with people because that's not why it came out for them. It came out specifically for that person, for that question, for a certain reason, right?
Definitely. And this is, for me, this is for me the honest way. Yeah.
Yes.
Not just to do and then to read. It's nice when you also start with this, of course, but
Mm.
to allow to open the channel that you are
Yes.
and to receive and to download. And I know it by myself. Sometimes it's absolutely not this what we want to say. And then it's outside, we cannot take it back anymore. But we don't, when we are in the channel, we don't think about it. It's just like we are talking, and we are bringing out these frequencies, what the people need in that moment, so that they
Yeah.
can make a change, that they can start to do something else in their lives, and that they can grab this energy, what you transfer through these kind of frequencies, that they can grab it personally and say, yes, yes, definitely, and their cells can start to work. And I think this is so beautiful as more we allow to open our
Yes.
channel and just to be this or that what we are without knowing what we are, without having a word for this,
Yeah.
like at the beginning. Okay, some I can say you are a healer, but I know you are more than a healer. I can say you are an oracle, but I know you are more than an oracle. I can say that you are a teacher, but I know also that you are more than a teacher. Yeah, so
Yeah.
and just to say you are the channel that you are. But this one will, no
Mm.
one will understand that. Yeah, when I
Yeah.
say, yeah, she's the channel that she is, uh, this is like, all right, okay, yeah, nice. Let's drink a tea. So, but yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I could feel that because you are such a radiant being. Yeah, you are so like enlightened, your energy field, it's just like so powerful. And you don't go only with one of your abilities, like you you bring this out what the person needs in that moment. And I think
Yes.
this is just so worthful for the individual beings, because
Yeah.
it's not like we grab a product and we purchase a product in a grocery store and then that's it, and everyone has got the same product. It's,
Hmm.
yeah, I go to Becca Shaw and what happened will happen, and no one knows what happened. Even you don't know what will
Yes.
happen.
This is what I tell people. I say, I don't know what's going to happen in our session. It's just going to happen. Yeah. I
This
mean,
is
that's the
all.
same when I teach the cards as well. Like I tell everybody, I don't want you to memorize what they're meant to be. I want you to interpret your deck. I want you to connect to your deck that's going to become your friend that you're having a conversation with. And so I demonstrate this once I've taught people a bit, like, because I teach them what they're meant to mean, but I encourage them to tap into their intuition. But I demonstrate this by pulling 3 random cards, and I get all my students to write down their interpretation of what that reading might mean, right? Like, just tell me, you see these cards, what comes to you? And every single person has something completely different. And people are like, oh, I got it wrong. You didn't get it wrong. You tapped into your intuition. You interpreted the cards exactly how you were meant to do it. And I want that from my students. I don't want people to say, oh, you were taught by Becca,
Yeah.
because I can see the way that you do your readings. I want everyone to have their own unique relationship with their deck, with their cards, with their abilities and their way of them doing their readings and helping people. I want that to be a very unique experience for themselves and for their clients.
Yeah, and this is so beautiful. So that was you just answered my next question, which
Oh, I'm sorry.
you don't have to say sorry. No, it's so funny because that we can call it also telepathic. Yeah, so
Yes,
telepathic. So you
yes.
you answer that without I was saying anything, because um that was this what I wanted to ask. Yeah, do you teach the people that they can start to learn how to open their own channel and
Yeah.
how to follow their own intuition, how to, yes, how to become the authentic self that they are?
Yes.
And yes, you do this. This is so cool. This is what the world needs. Yeah,
Mm.
because some people they need like a card deck, they need the pendulum, they need something, like they are
Mm.
not like, okay, I do my inner journey, all right then. No, it's like they need something what they can touch, yeah, what they can feel,
Mm.
what they can see, and then the imagination just can start to talk, yeah, and
Yes.
they can feel themselves in these moments. So some people need this, and this is why we all have to go out and have to become more and more visible in these days to show
Mm.
up, because some people they need exactly this what you do, and maybe until now they didn't know that, but because we talk about it, they can say, yes, this resonates with me. This is something what I need. I don't need a drum. I don't need a singing. I don't need a guided inner journey or meditation. I need that, and
Yes.